Now, can you see us? Can you see me now? Right, let's see what's happening. Dino, tell me what the sound's like now. Uh, next try, next attempt. Right, let's see what's happening with this now. Audio console. I can't see the microphone. Oh dear, this is unfortunate. Let me turn what microphone I have up to full blast. Um, let's go like that. Microphone, yes. Let me go down a little bit more. Device advanced settings. Connect the settings. Microphone. It's not really giving me much. Device advanced settings. Nothing. Oh dear. Well, never mind. Um, so sorry, but obviously there's technical issues here. So um, I'm hoping everybody can hear me now. Perhaps not up to the usual standard, but it would seem like I can't pick up the mic on the HP. Uh, can still hear you clearly, but no background noise. That's fine with me. Right, yeah, it would be nice to get some background noise. Let's just try another. I've turned the microphone up to max, but the microphone should be this one. Can you hear me banging that? But I've got a feeling it's on this one. Oh dear. Hello, Colin. Hi, Robert. Good to see you. Yeah, happy Easter to everybody. Ha 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 ha. Oh dear. Oh, there we go. There's Connie. Hello, Connie. For those of you that don't know, Connie does a quite marvelous modelling channel, which will be later on today, probably about 5 o'clock our time now. It was coming up at 4 o'clock, but now it's 5. Nice to see you all. Dino, Mick, Anthony. Great to see you in. Now I can't get rid of the bottom. Yes, I can. That's better. That's a mic mute. That's a share screen. But I don't think my microphone is coming through at all. So I will have to investigate that in the week. Let me just keep an eye on all of the trains running because there's 4 running today on 2 lines. So yeah, it's a bit hectic, and I just have to keep flashing a look around to see what's going on. Is it plugged in? Yes, it's the microphone which is connected to which is built into the webcam. So if I wiggle that and then I try wiggling this, I'm just wondering what happens. Give it a wiggle. Jean Ricard, nice to see you. And Ivo Van Zon. Yes. Welcome everybody. A happy Easter to everybody. There's Artie. Hello, Artie. Sorry I'm late. I got stuck under the layout, literally. Oh, never mind, mate. I'm sure the rabbit will pull you out. Charlestown Model Railway. Hello, Chaz. Nice to see you. Let me just flash a look around. Make sure nothing's caught up with anything else. 1360's slacking a bit, so let me just move it on a bit. 1360, up speed a bit. Yeah, you're getting caught by 1242. That should be a little better. If I overdo it, then it's going to catch up the next train, but it'll have 24 feet in which to do it. So welcome in everybody. Nice to see you. As for the weather, it's overcast. You've got 8 8s up there for cloud cover. So Lazy Robert says hi to all. I wouldn't say you were lazy, Robert. It looks like all that woodwork you've been doing, all the old tools came out once again, and that's it. I mean, it's looking good. A cast in blue, as they say, but it's a nice, pleasant light blue, a pastel shade. So looking good, Robert. It'd be, I know you've done it as a sandwich, so you can get all of the wiring and bits underneath. And I did get your call this morning. I had to listen because obviously it went to voicemail. So I listened to the voicemail and it says, "Oh, it's still up for 12 o'clock today." And I thought, "Oh, blimey!" I thought I'll check it, and I think it's just YouTube's taken a bit of time to catch up and do all of its necessary bits and pieces. There's Sean. Hello, Sean. Nice to see you. And SJ. And hi. Hello, hi. So welcome in. Nice to see everybody. Um, yes, there's a Union Pacific Baldwin over there on the layout, which has not long gone past. That was a purchase at Ali Pali. It took a bit of work to get it up to what I would judge is runnable. What problems did it have with it? Somebody glued the pilot back on the front badly because it was over at an angle. So I ripped all of that off. There was copious amounts of super glue on it, thick super glue, and they'd obviously used an accelerator to freeze it. But there was you could see straight through it. I mean, it's quite clear. You could look through it, and oh, chunks. So I stripped all of that off, and then I got into filing, and I noticed the pilot is quite a wide one, and it was hitting things on the layout. And I thought, right, I've got to change that. So I slimmed it down ever so slightly and moved it up a little higher. So got that sorted out. And then the light in it was an absolute abortion. You could barely see it. And I thought, oh, lid's got to come off. So I took all of it off and I actually replaced the LED, which was on like a little periscope system, a little piece of acrylic. Let me just see if I can find it quickly. No, I can't. I can't find it. But it was like a little. It was pushed up into the headlight, and they were using it as a periscope. Oh, what happened? One caught the other one. That's what happened. Right, I need 1360 and 1242. Stop. Actually, the easiest way to do this is to do this. That's the way to do it. And then connect everything back in. I've got to just undo this one. Now I've got to start everything back off again. So I need eye trains. Yeah, but when one of the locos stops on its own accord, then iTrains would probably just freeze, and all of a sudden you'll be sitting there thinking, "That's funny, nothing's moving." So let me just start everything off again. Right, we'll start with 1242. Can you hear the panting of the engines in the background? Obviously, my microphone on that webcam is not working. So obviously the webcam is because I'm obviously, if I do that, I'm just covering the webcam on the laptop. So you're seeing it, it's definitely working, but I don't think the mic is registering for, oh, no, nope, nope. Oh, that's probably not how it works then. Right, well, let's start 1242 off first. Right, off we go. Can anybody hear that? Our trains would just hold the other train until the line was clear. And if it wasn't clear, it'd just hold. Right. Okay. So, right, you can't hear it. Okay, well, that's a real bummer because that's one of the good things about that microphone. It picks up everything. I'm going to have some work to do. Right, 1360 is this one. Go. Right. I'll feel the sound. You like one? Right. I'll go to the other one. 1242 and kill the sound on that. Right. So I don't have to worry about the sound on the locomotives anymore. All I have to do is worry about keeping them away from each other. Right. Next one we'll have is that funny numbered one over here. But this is the southern one that I just got. That was an absolute bargain. Yeah, £70. Its number is 38588. So we'll move that along a bit. Headlight back on. Right, that's that one going. And I better get 106 moving. Whew. Oh, the trials and tribulations of live streaming. Right. They look as though they're doing their thing. So I'll cut the sound on that one. Actually, it doesn't matter if I cut the sound or not. I don't think you can hear it because the obviously I think the if that microphone's not working, then I think all of the attributes that go along with it are not working either. Right, let's kill the sound on 106 and I'll kill the sound on that one also. Okay, well, nothing's caught up with anything else yet, but I'm going to have to keep an eye on them. Ooh, recall, recall, recall. Sound off. Sound off. Right, okay. There we are. So, dear, dear. Now, I noticed that 1242, which is that one, not that one, stopped over here. So, I'll just grab my trusty, this is my Fleischmann block. It's getting a bit sort of grimy now. It starts off sort of that color. But it's really fine. It's quite spongy and it literally polishes it. What would you say that was? 2000 grit, something like that. I mean, it's really, really fine. And it doesn't do any damage. It just polish it. Don't have block detection. Detection, yes. It detects it for the lights, but it's not actually synced in with the actual running. So I very rarely do four. It's only because I'm showing off. I very rarely do four running at the same time. Maybe three because it's so much to watch. You really have to watch everything and make sure they're all running perfectly. That's the other thing I've noticed as I've added those um, extra shunting lights. They're quite difficult to get around with the track rubber, so yeah, I really have to be quite careful. Hello, Roy, nice to see you. And Rick's Trains. Good to see you, man. So, I'll just give a quick rub with this, and that's it. That's really all it takes. A quick rub around, literally 10 minutes, both tracks, and whatever sidings I'm going to use on the day. Usually does the trick. Do you have track cleaning cars? Yes, I have one. It's called a Sharg unit, which is based on the CMX. Uh, is it based on the CMX or is the CMX based on this? Whatever came first, it's the Sharg unit. It's a tank with a pad on it, and it drips through a rate that you can set. And yeah, it's quite good, but you need quite a bit of muscle, something like a class 50 or something, to really heave it round the track. Um, how often do I clean my track? Usually before I'm going to use it, Sean. So if I've got a live stream coming up uh, on the Saturday, like yesterday, I'll come up, I'll clean the track. But even overnight, you can get a bit of a little bit of moisture in the air, and it can really do the trick just literally overnight. So I try to give it a once round in the morning before I go live. As does Pico, but that one is a lot harder to camouflage. Right. Yeah, I know there's is it the Pico one that Gauge Master rebadged and they put a network rail out, but it's HO gauge. Oh, there's Jason. Hello, Jason. Nice to see you. um, I'm obviously having a few issues with microphones this morning because the mic has given up on my webcam, so it's just picking up the microphone on the PC, which is a shame because obviously the sound quality is down. I can't see the bars dancing at the bottom like they usually do. So I quickly realized there was something not quite right. So I think it's going to be a new HP device, or I'll do some testing, just so I don't waste my money. But yeah, track cleaning, Fleischmann rubber, still sold, I believe, under the Fleischmann name. Um, but I do have an old one here, which looks like this, and you can actually see the lines of dirt on them, and it's still. I mean, I've had this one since the 90s, so it's obviously lasted quite well. But as you can see, um, it was getting long in the tooth, so I thought I'd better get a new one. I'll just make sure nothing's caught up with anything else. Yes, one's caught up with the other. How am I going to do this? I'm going to have to reduce 106 so it drags a little. There's 106. So if I go down a little bit, and I'll just give it my opening device on this. Let's just close that out. Forgive me a second while I separate these two trains. Yeah. Right. 106 is still catching it, so I'll just stop that a minute. And then I'll get them separated by half a track. Yeah, it's quite difficult getting four of these and keeping an eye on them. So forgive me for that. Right, let's just stop that completely for a minute. Uh, Oh, live streaming. Oh, live streaming. Right. Here comes this one. Perhaps a little bit on the slow side. Perhaps I should I'll wait until they're halfway and I'll try and set the speeds. But obviously it's a little variable. Right, we're getting a bit of distance now, so I'll start off 106, only at a lower rate, I think. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Okay, that should take an age to pick that one up. Oh, there's Charlie. Hello, Charlie, and Grandpa Rouse. Hiya, JD. Nice to see you. How's Charlie today? I should shut that up, but obviously it's chuffing, but you can't hear it. Right, let's try the whistle. Now you're a little closer to the mic. Not that one. Not that one. Um, what number? It's a funny number, this one. It's number 3858. And the whistle sounds like this. Can you hear the gushing of the steam? What do I think of Rilco track cleaners? Um, yeah, they're quite good if you're using DC. Um, silence is golden. Yeah. Sorry about that. Usually I can give you the full gamut of sounds, but obviously I've got one arm tied behind my back. They were okay. The Rilco track cleaners were okay. Gauge Master make one as well, and they're okay if you're using conventional motors and DC, but if you're using DCC, it won't work. And if you've got coreless motors, they won't work either. So I'd just stick to a good old track rubber, um, or grab yourself a piece of old rag like this. That's a bit of old bed sheet. Um, get some IPA, put it on, dab it on there, and rub it on the rails. Um, job done. You don't need oodles of fancy stuff. 1360 is getting caught. Let me just up the speed a little. Speed up. In fact, I'll speed her right up. She'll be coming this way. Yes, running lots of American freight today. We're trying to keep the little blighters separated. It's quite difficult. You need eyes up your backside. Right, now I'm going to try and match the speeds on these just by eye. That looks good. Woo! And Stuart the Fish Whisperer. Let's get rid of these. There we go. Nice to see you. To see you. Nice. Right, I'll get you down on track level so you can see some of the action. There's lots of people doing. That was Jim from Hover Motion. He's obviously doing some bits today. Sadly, it's Easter holiday, which means it's wheel cleaning and thorough track cleaning time on my layout and stock. Yippee! Yeah, that can be boring. Um, one thing I will say, the little Southern is over there. That was a £70 bargain on eBay. Um, the main fault on it, because it was sold as spares or repairs, was that the light was intermittent. And the light was only intermittent because of its pickup issues, I found out. So I stripped the thing apart, cleaned up and rebent all of the pickups. The only ones I didn't work on is in the tender, and they're a little bit odd, so they're best left alone once you get it working. And then I popped it all back together, tested it, it's fine. So there's like a £240 440 for £70. I can't complain at that. But once I got that engine, I looked around to see what kind of American Southern stock there was on eBay. Obviously, there's no shows until the big one at the NEC next month. So I thought, well, I've just been to a big show, didn't see anything that tickled my fancy in coaches and cars. So I looked on eBay, £85. It's a roundhouse, Athlone roundhouse set, obviously one they've reissued, and it was in Southern colours with a Pullman car on the back. Boxcar Jerry has popped one up. There's Tony B. Hello there. Happy Easter to you. And Jean Ricard, nice to see you as always. And Artie, how's the other side of the world? Probably, if it's midday here, it's probably pretty late there. But as you've extricated yourself from underneath your layout, it's great to see you. Statfold Barn show is next month. Okay. The Statfold Barn. Oh, okay. Are they doing more than one in the year then? Because weren't they doing one to rival not Worley, Getz? 11:39. So it's getting pretty late there. Okay. Wangok. Hey, nice to see you. Welcome in. Right, I'm just about to get the camera down on the layout. Luckily, this camera, is still working, although the microphone on it isn't for some strange reason. Maybe a little bit of catch up or something on the USB. Maybe. But I'll get you down track level and we'll see what we can see. Right, hold on to your hats, boys and girls. Here we go. There it is. There's the 440 coming across now. And that's in Southern colours. I can protect one more device on my network. Isn't that fabulous? Close. 1242. Let me put his light on. 1242. Headlight. That's the headlight I changed. And as you can see, that's called a warm white. Actually, I'll speak right at the speaker here, which is bringing nothing up. So that speaker must be working. That microphone must be working. But I'm not seeing any of the attributes of the microphone. Can you hear me now? This is most peculiar. There's number 106. That's a little tiny Richmond 440, pulling some Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe stock. Here comes 1360, which is an Alco 260 with some log buddies. I'll put my teeth in, and some various freight cars. That's a good old campaigner, that one. The other ones, where are they? 1242 is getting caught up yet again. So I'll just give it a little more speed. Honestly, if I get some sound going, you might actually hear it. I'll try and keep an eye. Now we can hear the train and hear you in the background. Right, okay. Let's try the bell. John JMC. Happy Easter, John. It's a little bit of an American flavour today. Here comes 1242. Then you pick up the bell up. Here comes a short whistle. You should be seeing that any second now. There she comes with a super bright headlight, which I managed to massage into it. Oh, you're picking up the sound now. Sounds like we can only just hear the trains when you speak. There goes the latest Southern. See, I don't know where to speak. Should I be speaking into the mic here or over here? Yeah. So I'm picking up the mic on this, but it's not giving me the usual capabilities in Realtek to adjust the microphone settings, which is strange. Right, this one's getting caught again, so I'm just going to have to up the speed a bit. It's the one with the funny number. Do that. That's better. Ideally, it needs to be on all the time. Seems to be working. Okay. Well, let's try a few more sounds and perhaps we can get a real cacophony going. Right. That one's back on. I'm trying my best, Andy, under very trying circumstances. As soon as something stops working, it makes things really difficult. But then I gather you've probably all had this as well. Right, and 1360. Well, if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. Oh, sorry, they are all doing it. I can't math. That's the problem. Right, let's just make sure these are quiet, and then you can probably pick me up a little better. Record. Right, right. Right, let's just leave one, which is 106. Sound right. The sound's completely off now. It's just such a shame that you can't hear it because that was one of the beauties of having four going. It would be a real cacophony of sound. Did you use the Pico track gauge to set your spacing, Andy? Yes, I did. Right, let me just see if I can find it. It's a very useful little device. Where is my Pico track gauge? There it is. Right, I will demonstrate as soon as I pull this out. Right, here is said track gauge. Is that the one you're talking about, Artie? That one there. And I'll just demonstrate. I'll just pop that on the tracks. And yes, I did. That's the gauge for the Tetrax stuff, and that's the one for the Streamline stuff. So it's nice to be able to actually do that and prove it. Oh dear. So I hope that answers your question, Artie. Yes, I used it quite religiously. The only place it didn't really work was on the tighter bend, which is behind you at the other end of the shed. I had to ease it apart there because I started to get a clash on some of the big coaches, which was a problem. Oh dear, what's my curves? Right, this one you see here, that's got to be 46-inch radius. So it's literally 7 feet, 7'4" diameter, literally going all the way around, literally from one side of the shed here to the other. The other one, because I had to compensate, because I've got a station on the other side of the layout, I had to make the curve tighter at the other end. It's still 34-inch radius, something like that. So nice and wide, considering, you know, the biggest radius is what, 22, 24 inches on a normal train set. So yeah, I went wide because mostly because of Walther's heavyweight cars. It said clearly on the box, don't use this on anything less than 25-inch radius. And I took that as a guide. So that way I was going to use all picos. This is a short pico point here. And even that has got a 26-inch radius on there. So that's 26 degrees from there to there. That's 26 degrees. Sorry, 26-inch radius, that bit there. I'm not sure how many degrees that is, but it's as tight as I want to get. Obviously, things like the double slip over here are a much wider radius. Oh dear. Right, has anything caught anything else up yet? Yes, it has. Bugger. Right, forgive me a second. I've got a catcher. Right. Oh well. Talking of Sam's trains, it's got some traction. Right, let me just slow him down a bit, or I can speed up 106. I'll speed up 106. Well, obviously, I'm going to have to do a few more sort of private lives to try and get around my microphone problems. Right, well, that's better. Oh dear, catastrophe. What I'll do is, first things first, I'll try the camera in another port and see if that works. But oh boy, wish you had room for the 44. Yeah, I went as wide as I possibly could, Artie. Um, just because I could. You know, once you've got that capability, why not use it and try and keep it, you know, fairly open. Particularly if you know you're going to have trouble with certain models on certain curves. If you go wide, you're not going to have that trouble. You're just not. I smashed it. Now it's broken. What have you broken, Stuart? I broke it when I came in. Oh, no, it's not your fault, Stuart. I don't believe in any of that kind of luck mumbo jumbo. We all make our own luck one way or another. Hang on, I'll just a 44-year-old cutie down the street. Yeah, no good for my curves. I used the streamline side. I'm using another gauge for the curves, which is working better. Yeah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Robert, but on some of the locomotives we've got I think it's a 212-2, something like that. And although it's mildly articulated, it would have trouble. It would never get through a conventional Hornby point, just never. So I went as wide as I could, and it seemed to be all right. 106 is now catching, so I'll just ease the speed off there a bit. That's better. Oh dear. Oh dear, Archie. Oh, yeah, you're necking again. Uh, what is it? Turnout time at school. It's- oh dear. Two fourth radius is set on mine and mostly third. Yeah, if you're going to go sort of train set curves, just go as big as you can. I know UK model trains are sort of made for those curves, but I think it's better if you can step out beyond that because it just solves so many problems. Doesn't seem like having signals with influence on the running is something used in the UK. Um, it probably is if you set it out that way. If you have that in mind when you make it, Jean Ricard, I think, yeah. Um, I think for me, I'd sort of rather be in control. That was the way I looked at it. I wanted really everything manual. So I've got manual switches, and the only thing really that automatic are the lights. And really, that's just about it. I suppose I could have went down the automation route, but really, to start that once you've already set it in motion is difficult. You'd have to plan it right from the start, I think. It's a great idea, and I know lots of people use it, but it's not something I really hankered after. Radius 5, radius 4, radius 3, radius 2 on my 6 lanes. Yeah, Anthony, you're running Marklin trains on Marklin track, so it's literally designed for it. Because I use multi manufacturers, I know you've got Roco and some Pico stuff as well, but oh, what have we got? We've got NTH, we've got Broadway, Hornby, Bachmann, Athlone, um, and they should all run on conventional track, but you and I know well that they don't like it. Yeah, that'll be the Marklin track, Andy. It's It's a great system. Best trains in the world. NMRA won't fit Euro profile. Is that on the wheels, Ivo? Not the wheels, the bodywork. American trains are higher. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, there was an interesting parallel drawn between what we call the Class 70. They managed to drop one at the docks on its way. Well, it got to England and they dropped it at the docks. So it was shipped back to America and they put it all back together. And when you compare it to the American locomotives, ours is much longer, but in all other respects, the American locomotives are higher, broader. Um, yeah, quite a difference. Oh, it's getting caught again. Let me just slow that one down. Hey, Sean Pacific. Good heavens. Hey, man. Good to see you. Thought I'd have a bit of an American fest today. Unfortunately, Sean, the microphone on my webcam is not playing ball today. So I'm having technical difficulties, as they say. Usually I can pick up all of the sounds of the track and the clickety clack, but today I'm afraid it just doesn't seem to want to play ball. Well, that's live streaming for you. Anyway, it's good to see you, Sean. Here's the latest acquisition coming around now. This is the Southern 440 with some Southern stock behind it, the Southern baggage, uh, US Post Office, coach, and a Pullman on the back. You know, it's Easter and you didn't give them a treat. Thanks, Sean. Here comes the now code 260 and another 440 on the other line. Love Buddies, Virginia and Truckee water wagon. And there's some reefers and box cars. There's a flatbed with the sides on it, and a good old Virginia and Truckee caboose on the back. 106 is catching up again. Let's drop the speed down a little. That's better. 460. It's a Baldwin low boiler job. That one I bought as undecorated, and somebody had done a Union Pacific job on it with some very professional weathering, but the pilot on the front had been stuck on it badly. So I did a little bit of massaging on it, put a new headlight in it, and yeah, Quite glad I got that now. Your screen. Oh, Charlie's going to go and roll his egg. Great to see you. Okay, guys and girls. One thing I didn't do was get this one rolling, which is a Denver and Rio Grande 260. This one's just on DC at the moment with some Denver and Rio Grande stock behind it. So unfortunately, I didn't get that one going. And I did have over in yonder station a DC River Rossi number. It's number 382, which was, of course, the locomotive that Casey Jones met his end on, which River Rossi produced way back in the 60s, 70s. But again, that's just DC, and I did plan on running that today. But with all the technical difficulties, it's a little bit difficult. So I'm going to call it there, guys, before everything catches up to everything else. 1242's catching up. Let me just slow him down a bit before we get to a disaster. Oh, it's a disaster. I'll just stop him a minute. Give the other one a chance to get around. So I'll work on my technical problems, which is mainly webcam related. Obviously, this I'm not sure. I'm obviously picking up the sound on there at the moment, but it's not giving its usual hi-fi Wi-Fi self. So I'll look at that and I'll get it sorted one way or the other. If I have to get another webcam, I will. It could be an update that Windows has done, or it could be the Realtek controller for it. Could be anything. So I'll have to have a little play around with that. Thanks everybody for coming. Have a great Easter. I will catch up with you soon. I believe Alan Reynolds is on later tonight. He's doing a live stream. Yes, it's good to see everybody in. Lots of chocolate eating to be done, of course. And all this time I forgot about my coffee. Oh, it's a dry old party. But there you go. Yes, I'm happy with the haul I got, particularly 1242 there, which I picked up at Alexandra Palace. I really like that. And I know it's an old time, but it's got all the Wall Sharks gear on it, which the Baldwin low boilers did have. Waiting for Joyce to get up so I can have some chocolates. Whoa. Don't have to let that stop you, Anthony. Great to see everybody in the stream. I don't know if Dave Swindon Junction is doing one. I haven't seen a notification up at the moment. Connie's live stream is later at, I believe it's 5 o'clock UK time. She hides them for me. Oh, I see. I get the gist now. Yeah, okay. Cheers, Martin. Good to see you. And thanks for coming in. Yes, there will be some chocolate eating done, but I'm going to dive straight in and find out why this microphone is not producing its best. So I'll say Auf Wiedersehen, choose and happy trains to everyone. Who did I steal that from again? And ciao and adios, and I'll catch up with you. I might do a little impromptu live stream just to see if I can mess around with settings. I might do that down the week if I'm not successful today, but I'll stay after it and I'll catch up with you all soon. So I hope it didn't impinge on your enjoyment too much, but it's great to see everybody in, and I'll say ta-ta for now. Take care, guys.